Welcome to Confessions of a Terrible Leader, where real leaders share the raw truth about the lessons they learned the hard way so you don't have to. Join our host, Layci Nelson, founder of Transcend Leadership Collective and former terrible leader. On this podcast, we invite you to step into the confessional and get real with the messy stories and behind-the-scenes reality of leadership. Let's get to it. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Confessions of a Terrible Leader. I'm your friendly neighborhood podcast producer, Mary Skop, back here today with our founder and president, Layci Nelson. Layci, welcome back to the show.
Why, thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Wonderful, as always, yes. You know, Layci, it has come to my attention that it would behoove us to have a Q&A in which we just do a breakdown of what the heck does Transcend Leadership Collective actually offer? It's clear that we're a leadership podcast. It is clear that this is a free leadership resource. But let's break down, let's do our slightly more sophisticated elevator pitch of what exactly it is that Transcend has to offer. Take it away, Layci.
Amazing. Our service offerings. So the biggest thing to understand is I'm going to go from general 30,000 feet down to, okay, how do we take that and actually turn it into outcomes? And what do we do if we come work with your organization or you as an individual? What does it actually look like, feel like? What does that mean? Understanding that everything that we do here is underpinned with our HHART-first leadership philosophy and framework.
Yes.
Our pantry of ingredients, when we're developing our services, we have a stack of ingredients that we're going to pull because sometimes a company might need a chocolate cake or a person. Another might need some blondies, right?
Right.
But foundationally, the quality of those ingredients and what we have in our pantry are all HHART-first, which is the neuroscience and the behavioral science that is behind what it takes to have healthy conflict, honest communication, and cultures of acceptance, respect, and trust. Everything we do is formulated by those key ingredients. And the neuroscience, the behavior science, the experience, cutting edge. We refresh everything at least once a year, if not more often, if some groundbreaking science comes out. We're staying on the edge of what is that, and we're agile so we can move pretty quick. So you're getting the freshest, most high quality, farm to table, if you will, ingredients when we are developing our services for organizations. So what are we developing? I'm so glad you asked. So
what are we developing, Layci?
What are we developing?
Right.
We have 3 core offerings when we work with a company or an individual, and we can offer any of these, or we can offer all of them as full stack integration into your organization. We're going to start with an assessment to figure out what do you need? What's going to serve you best for the outcomes you're after? I or Blaine, our sales director, will ask tons of questions that really are aimed at getting you the best possible pull from that pantry to get you what you need. Of course, we don't do everything. We're not going to come in and do brain surgery. We're not going to come in and do financials. That isn't what we do.
Oh, Lord, no.
No, we're not Six Sigma. We're not lean. What are we? Our trainings help leaders understand what it takes to actually be worthy of being followed and the practical skills required to turn strategy into outcomes.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And we do that through these 3 offerings that I'm going to break down for you. The first one, we offer strategic planning, facilitation, and then implementation support. What the heck does that mean? All that means is that we come in and work with your core leadership team. If you're not even sure who that is, we can help you decide who needs to be around the table. And we facilitate over a course of 3 sessions within a framework that we use. It's our proprietary framework. We provide for you a solid 3 sessions that at the end, you're going to walk out aligned around your core values, your why, who you are, what you're doing, what kind of impact you want to make. What is that longer term goal that you are uniting around? And how are you going to know that it's happened or not happened? What sets you apart and makes you unique in the industry, in the field that you're in? Then we take it one step further. So those are the typical things that most organizations come in and work with you on, is to get clarity on those. And then we also make sure that you have the systems in place to follow up on that. So we teach you, how do you implement this? How do you break this down so that this doesn't just become a fancy document that collects dust, or was that one thing you do once a year, but then we kind of forget about it?
We did the training, the end.
Yeah.
Right. No, we do not do that.
No, that's not helpful for anyone. It actually
Right.
hurts morale, but that's a different podcast. Okay.
That's true.
From there, we also help you identify, okay, now what needs to happen in the next 3 years concretely?
Mhm.
And we zoom in a little bit, and then we zoom in even closer. Now we're going to go, what needs to happen in the next year? And how are you going to know it happened? Or what needs to happen in the next 6 months or the next 90 days? We really break it down. And this is all in strategic planning. So you're walking out with not only a strategic plan, but you also have an annual plan and a next 90-day roadmap to get your team really kick-started. And then we offer services to help with further implementation beyond that. But we start with getting that plan really locked in. You also are going to walk away with an accountability chart. It's a cousin to the org chart, but it really brings sharp clarity to who is accountable for what and cuts through status conflict pretty quickly and surfaces it. Also, in that session, you have facilitators that are going to take you through it. It helps you establish right up front, what are the norms? What do we want our norms to be? How far off the mark are we in the way that we operate from how we want to operate? What commitments are we willing to make to close that gap? And really pushing those HHART-first skills and identifying what's the area that's going to move the needle the most for us. Mm-hmm. We also introduce goal tracking and provide a goal tracking form that you can use at every leadership meeting that provides mutual transparency, tools, not weapons. That's the whole thing. And then a dashboard, which if you already have an ERP you love or some kind of system, you can just integrate this into it. We don't sell you a software on the back end. Or if you're like, we actually don't have that, we don't necessarily want an ERP or whatever, fine, great. We're going to give you these Google Docs. They're yours. They're Google Docs, right? So there's not an extra expense.
There's flexibility.
There's flexibility. It works with your systems. Okay, so that's that. And then we provide that implementation support, and you have all these tools. So you walk out with a plan, you walk out with tools to actually make it happen. And then you have the opportunity for further support should you want it. That is one of the offerings, the strategic planning and implementation.
Amazing.
The second offering is coaching. And we provide our coaching in a couple of different formats. We have one-to-one executive coaching, and that is where you can work with myself directly or one of our other qualified executive coaches that can help really uncover where are your blocks in your leadership. It includes a 360 evaluation. It includes access to our curriculum for leaders. It includes personality profiles and a lot of really tailored for what's going on in your world. Every single session starts with, give me a personal win, a professional win. I want to hear what's going on in your world since the last time we met. And then also, what are any particular challenges that are pressing on you that you want to make sure we make time to talk about today? And so we take 8 sessions to work through the foundational curriculum, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and address real life things for those skills to really hit home. So what is this curriculum? The other offering that we have in the coaching space is a group coaching offer that really is more for the midline or emerging leaders in the company. And they come together and we do it virtual or in person. And they get a walkthrough of what is the lift. And the lift is also what we take executives through. It's the same curriculum. It's the coaching piece that's a little different. So it's like a workshop coaching hybrid. You're getting both. It's an intensive. It's 8 sessions long. It takes about 3 months to complete. We give you time in between. It's small bites because that's what makes it work. And we're covering everything. We start at the personal. Who are you? What are you about? And then we take it to how do you then lead a team? And these are really practical skills. It's not just theory. It's how do you actually make it happen? How do you delegate? Yes, you need core values. Guess what? We're going to ask you what your own are and how much alignment are they in or not in with the organization. We're going to help you learn how to delegate, how to have collaborative conversations, how to talk about your vibes with employees and not have it turn into a punitive thing. We're going to help you understand strategy. What is strategy? How do you litmus test your own strategy? Is it working? Is it not working? If you are in a position where you're not setting strategy, but you're implementing strategy, we're going to help you understand that and give you the skills and tools to become more valuable to your direct supervisor and ask them better questions. That's going to help everybody excel. That is that curriculum. go to the website. There's tons of information on the lift.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mary will drop all the links so you can just go right where
yeah.
you need to go.
Absolutely.
Like I said, the executive is 1-to-1. They go through it at their own pace. The group offering is one coach to, we don't have groups bigger than 20, but typically our group size is 5 to 12. Those are our coaching hybrid curriculum workshop option intensives. Third offering, we will come in and tailor, custom build for your organization from our pantry of ingredients, exactly what your organization needs to get to where you want to go in the realm of course, those HHART-first leadership skills. Some of the things we've done with organizations, we have worked with organizations to define and create their own leadership creed and created from our pantry, but also implemented their pantry of ingredients as well that are, of course, aligned and custom built for them a leadership curriculum that's actually its own logon portal. It's branded for them. We do all the heavy lifting and we are coaching and working with their employees and their top leadership so that everyone gets aligned from the boardroom to the shop floor to the field. And it's 3 phases of implementation of this really culture shift or leadership charge. We've done that in multiple organizations. For some, they're like, nope, our people aren't going to respond as well to that. We want 100% in-person workshops. We fly people all over the United States to deliver those. We have staff in the Midwest and the West Coast. We have trainers that are ready to go. We really work on the custom design with the organization. What exactly do you need? And we're going to build it with you. We're going to do the heavy lifting, but we're going to build it with you within the scope of that ingredient list of the pantry of what we offer. And we're going to build it out. We have a structure to take them through. We know from best practices that it's small bites is most effective, multiphasic. And we also have, hey, if you want full stack integration, if you want everything, if you want the strategic planning, the coaching, the workshops, you want it all the way from top to bottom, which we have organizations that do. And those are the ones that are going to get the best results because everything is getting aligned at the same time.
Right. Absolutely. Everything is integrated.
Yes, that is an option. That is what we do in a nutshell. And we also understand some organizations need to, it was a really big nutshell, by the way, but we also understand that some organizations, if we're an unknown quantity, they're going to be like, can we just do a workshop? And so,
it's like, can we feel this out? Yes.
And we will come in and provide. And again, we can design it with you and figure out the outcome that you're after. And then we'll go, okay, we think this is the best way to do it. And we will provide those one-off workshops where we're coming in, providing 6 hours of training over a day with your team. And we respect and understand you got to get to know us. You got to feel us out. And we want to get to know your people. But typically what happens is they get integrated and folded into a larger plan. However, if you aren't, we want a workshop. That's what we've got in the budget right now. We just want to see what this is actually like in real life. That is an option, is to come in for a day and do a workshop with your team.
Awesome. That is a big nutshell. But as you can see, there is much that we can offer and really fully customizable to every extent of the word. It's like peak customization.
Yes, that is an option.
I am not one of these entities, but I can just say as a team member that you know what? I just realized, Layci, I think we've hit our very close to 3-year anniversary.
Oh my gosh!
I know. It's like, whoa. But my point of that is to say I've gone through multiple quarterly and strategic planning sessions now, many. And I can say honestly that just as an individual, and I do own my own business, but just as an individual, having gone through these strategic planning sessions, I make decisions so much faster now. So much faster, and not in a reckless way, although that'd be kind of fun.
For a few minutes.
And then it's like,
what have I done?
Regret, so much regret. What have I done to my life? But I make decisions so much faster now, good decisions and effectively. And I realized that over this past year, and I credit that to having gone through so many strategic planning sessions. And it has taught me to see what is the most important thing and what things maybe we let go of this thing, maybe we tweak this particular item. And just as an individual, that is invaluable. That is priceless to me. No more decision fatigue other than what could be expected, like normal decision fatigue. I mean, I have 6 kids. My gosh, give me a break. But anyway. But all that to say is it has had a very positive, profound impact on that very large aspect of my personal life. So that's just my little 2 cents
thank you for
there.
that. Yes. The whole team
absolutely
will know what to say yes to and what to say no to a lot faster. And what are our priorities? My entire team, I'm accountable to all of you because of the process that we use. You know what I'm working on, and you know when I'm on track and when I'm not.
Yeah.
You know when I have dropped the ball. And I think it creates opportunities for building in even more mutual respect among your employees. That's a whole nother, what are the indirect outcomes that are still really powerful? Is it does great things for morale for everyone. And that clarity,
for sure.
Oh my gosh, that clarity cuts through so much conflict. If your team is struggling with understanding who's doing what, people are stepping on each other's toes, or you look like the Spider-Man meme where everyone points at everyone else, they did it.
Right.
And there's a lack of accountability, or that was their job. That wasn't my job. If defensiveness is what you're met with when you even try to talk about who should be doing what, those are all good signs that we could really help you.
Yes. Let us help you cut through the noise and really get in alignment.
Yes.
Well, Layci, thank you for that breakdown of services. Is there anything else you would like to add before we sign off?
I would say you can always talk to us, and there's not high pressure. We really want to find the best solution for you with the resources you have. And if we're not the right fit, or we're looking at it and we're like, you know what, we're not what you need yet or right now.
Sure. Yes.
We're going to tell you that. There are companies that we say, we're probably not going to be the best investment of your resources right now because we see that you need to get a couple more of these other things in place before it makes sense to work with us. And so it does not behoove us to serve people that aren't genuinely going to benefit from what we have to offer. If you're curious at all, a conversation, and we can drop my scheduling link, or Blaine's actually, a conversation is, that's what we're here for, right? And it's no pressure at all. There's not even low pressure. It's just an exploration. It's like, let's talk.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation. There's no bait and switch going to happen to you. I know getting on the phone or getting on a Zoom or whatever can feel like, God, I don't want to sit through a pitch. I'm curious, but I don't want to sit through this pitch. It's not how we operate. It really is just a conversation.
Right. Cool. Awesome. Well, Layci, thank you very much for your time and the breakdown of services. Always appreciate these conversations. And friends, until next time, go manage like a leader. Thanks for listening to Confessions of a Terrible Leader. If you're feeling brave and have your own terrible leader story that you'd like to share, head over to transcendleadershipcollective.com/podcast to fill out a guest application. We'd love to hear from you. Confessions of a Terrible Leader is hosted by Layci Nelson and produced and edited by Fixation Point Productions. Music is by Leif Olson and Mary Skop from the band The Number of Months. Confessions of a Terrible Leader is a free leadership resource offered by Transcend Leadership Collective. If you are ready to refuse the limits of average leadership and join the leadership revolution, visit transcendleadershipcollective.com to check out our offerings for engaging workshops, strategic planning, and more. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. And until next time, go manage like a leader.